This is part 2 of my Steam library check on the Steam Deck. This here consists of all games that start with the letter B, because I have a ton of those as well. And having looked at my library, I think it's fair to say that the numbers through A segment might be one of the shorter segments of this entire series, because we got straight Bs. So the rules are pretty simple. Firstly, if a game has multiple entries, for example, it has the game itself, and then a testing version, and then server utilities and whatnot, we're not going to count any of those except for the base game itself. Secondly, we are going to test out delisted games on Steam. If we own the game, we're going to test them out. Thirdly, we're not going to test out any games that'll get us banned for running it on the Steam Deck, like Destiny 2. Fourthly, no VR-only titles will be tested. We're also going to skip open betas. Fifthly, we're going to go by how Steam arranges games by alphabetical order. So games that start with the, such as The Elder Scrolls, they get organized in the letter E for Elder. Finally, this is only a brief look at the games in our library. Truth is, I'm not going to play through all of these games all the way through. So if you've played one of these games and we missed an issue that you might have experienced while playing the full game, then yeah, we're gonna miss it probably, I don't know. And yes, you're gonna hear this at the beginning of every video in this new series. So without further ado, let's get started. The first game on our list is Balancelot. This is definitely one of those games. Sometimes I wonder if the controls are so avant-garde that I naturally don't know how to play the game, or if I just suck at this game, or if this game just sucks. Ultimately, it's a very interesting concept. And I always love these weird physics-based games, though ultimately, I'm not really sure if I want to play this game or not. And if I'm questioning whether or not I want to play this game, then I probably don't want to play this game. It's not a bad game per se, maybe it's just not my type. The next game on our list is Banana Hell. Ultimately, it's kind of just a meh platformer, and it's a fairly difficult platformer if you're looking for the challenge, though honestly, I'm not really sure this is the kind of challenge I want. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, it's kind of unfair? The next game on our list is Barro, and before we talk about the game, let's talk about the stupid Unity launcher. I hate these stupid launchers so much. First and foremost, all of these launchers look the same between the games, besides the fact that, you know, they have different game graphics. Secondly, why can't they make these launchers optional? I understand why pre-game launchers can help, especially if you mess up a graphical setting or whatnot, but can't they make these optional? Like, make it an option that I can launch just in case my game doesn't work properly? I don't need this launcher after the first time, so I don't understand why these developers continue to use this launcher. Is it more expensive to remove the pre-game launcher? The first thing this game asked me is if I wanted to activate the achievements. Oh no. Is it the entire alphabet? You're kidding me. This is one of those games? Whatever, man. So we're gonna try out one of these races, and honestly, I can't stop looking at the stupid achievement pop-up. It's popping up literally with every letter, and I don't even know how to control this game. You want to know how to accelerate by default with this game? You push the right stick up to accelerate, and back to reverse. Heck, you need to do that to navigate the menus up and down. This might be the worst menu in control design in the history of control design, maybe ever, and you still steer with your left and right sticks. So yeah, this game sucks. It's actually terrible. What's even funnier is that I unlocked so many achievements that I started getting achievements for that game while I was recording Bastion instead. Like, you can't be serious, right? Like, did I seriously unlock the entire alphabet, uppercase and lowercase? Alright, you know what, let's move on. So, the next game on this list is Bastion. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is one of those games I've always heard about. And honestly, I've always heard about it being really good. And after years of owning this game, I booted it up for the first time. Now, Bastion is a pretty old game at this point. It's about a decade old, if not a little older than a decade at this point. And so I can kind of feel the age, but honestly, the game still plays pretty well. And the dynamic narrator, it's really cool. It kind of sucks that it took me this long to actually start playing Bastion, but you know what? What the heck? Guess I'll actually play Bastion now. The next couple of games are the Batman games. This one here is Batman Arkham Asylum. I kinda got lazy and I decided to let one of the new high-tech low-life staffers try this game out. So a few things. Batman Arkham Asylum uses this really stupid launcher right here. Secondly, it doesn't work right out of the box. Quite unfortunate, really. If you have Proton GE installed, you can force the use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool and force it to use Proton GE. Proton GE is a modified Proton. If a game doesn't run under regular Proton, there's a good chance that GE may fix this. GE also includes some things that Valve can't legally include as well. Nothing illegal though, just stuff that you as a company can't include without paying another company licensing fees. And it seems Proton GE makes Batman Arkham Asylum playable. So yes, it works, though you will need some modifications. I might make a video on how to install Proton GE later. As for Batman Arkham City doesn't work by default either. You have to install Proton GE to get this game running as well. But I gotta say man, it's a solid 60 FPS on the go. That's pretty nice. Believe it or not though, Batman Arkham Knight is the only Batman in our experience that runs out of the box without needing Proton GE. Sorry, we don't have Batman Arkham Origins. It also runs significantly worse than the other two games, given that this is a newer title. A much newer title. The game seems to run at just right above 40 FPS, so you could feasibly cap the refresh rate. Cap it to 40 Hz and you'll have a pretty decent experience. The next game on this list is Battleblock Theatre. A long time ago, I was selected to beta test this game on Steam, and as such, I own the game on Steam now, the full game itself. It's been a really long time since I've beaten this game, and honestly, I don't know if anyone even plays anymore, given that this game has an online component. The game is a pretty precise puzzle platformer, and of course what's really funny is all the ways you can accidentally kill yourself. And Stamper is the narrator, and in some of the things he says as the narrator, it's amazing. You should do yourself a solid and check this game out. And this is Battlerite. Battlerite does in fact launch, and it looks like by all accounts, Battlerite still works fine. I mean, you can play the game on Steam Deck. Heck, you can even play a few bot matches. But you're not here to play a few bot matches, no. You're here to matchmake against other people. And in this regard, this game fails spectacularly. I remember having some fun with Battlerite. I guess no one plays this game anymore. The next game on this list is Bayonetta 1. Bayonetta 1 is legendary. Unfortunately, Bayonetta 2 and 3 are Nintendo exclusives now. But hey, I guess we can emulate those, right? Anyways, the game works great, so give it a shot, will ya? So this game is called Beep, and right off the bat, this is not a good first impression. The game itself though is kind of okay at best. It works though, don't get me wrong. If you like this game, then go ahead and play it. But as for me, I'm not gonna play it. The next game is Beholder, and I didn't realize that I didn't record any gameplay footage of this game working on the Steam Deck. This game is marked as verified, but the thing is though that the default controls the Steam Deck gives you straight up does not work. You need to set mouse and keyboard controls for this game. It works fine after that though. The next game on this list is Besieged, running at ultra quality graphics. The game actually runs quite well. It runs at 60 FPS. Now that's not strictly necessary for this type of game, given that most of it is you building your siege machine, but the game runs astonishingly well, even on levels with a lot of moving parts and stuff. The one big caveat is that you have to set controls yourself up, and there are a lot of controls in this game. Some of them are just shortcut options, but a lot of them are in fact controls used to control your vehicles and weapons affixed to your vehicles. You really need to know your controls before creating your own custom controls. The next game I own is Between Me and the Night. What at first seems like a very interesting art house styled game is in fact a game that seems to have weird control issues on the Steam Deck. Your character is constantly going left unless you hold down a direction on the D-pad or the thumbstick. And heck, holding left on the thumbstick still makes you go right, and you can't go down the stairs. I'm not sure what's up with that. I don't know what the heck is going on here, but this makes this game basically unplayable. And yes, I confirmed I don't have stick drift on my left or right sticks. And stick drift wouldn't make your character run right when you're trying to go left. That's stupid. And this game here is called Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. This game is an interesting one. Unfortunately, it's not for me. The game works, I'm just not a fan. The next game on our list is Binary Domain, and Binary Domain starts with the dumbest launcher I've seen yet. And this was developed by the Ryuga Gokuto studio, the guys that make the Yakuza games. These launchers suck, stop using them. However, the game itself is very interesting. This game makes extensive use of voice commands. More often than not, you'll be issuing commands to your teammates, though sometimes you'll be responding to them in conversation. And yes, the Steam Deck mic does in fact work. That said, the game is kind of a normal third-person shooter, you know, in vein of Gears of War. It's interesting, though ultimately I'm not sure if I'd want to play it. And yes, Sega made this game free along with a few other games as part of their Make War, Not Love promotion. The next game on our list is Bitcoin Farm. And yes, it's a clicker style game, kind of like Cookie Clicker, except a lot worse. It's kind of a garbage game, but there is an easy way to cheese these sort of games with Steam input. Set whatever button you want to use for left mouse click, go into settings, enable hold to repeat turbo, and set the repeat rate to as low as you can go. Now just hold down that button and it'll just automatically click for you. Easy. But honestly, you probably should just be playing a better clicker game instead. So as expected, Black Desert doesn't work. It's explicitly marked as unsupported because of anti-cheat configurations. Basically, the anti-cheat prevents this game from launching, so let's move on. So right now, we're going to talk about Blazblue. More specifically, the two that I own on Steam, Chronophantasma Extend and Centralfiction. So we're going to do this in chronological order, starting of course with Blazblue Chronophantasma. The opening cutscene's totally broken, but it works. The game shouldn't be marked as verified if the cutscene's totally broken, even if you're going to skip the cutscene about 99% of the time. But besides that, Centralfiction's the newest version of Blazblue. You should probably get that instead. So now we get to talk about Blazblue Centralfiction. Centralfiction is marked as unsupported, yet the game works, and the opening cutscene isn't totally broken. Kinda weird that a totally verified game is more broken than an unsupported game, right? So yes, Blazblue does in fact work. The real question is, can you play such an input-heavy game on the deck's controls? Yes. Yes, you can. To be fair though, I know how to input a pretzel motion, so like, you know. But if you want to play at a high level, especially with certain characters like Carl, well, let's just say certain characters control better on a fight stick than they do on controller, you know? The next game on our list is Bleed. Bleed's okay. Bleed's like one of the first games I bought on Steam. It was pretty cheap, okay? Other than that though, it was a pretty good game. I had fun with it. I've already beaten the game a long time ago, but you know what? I might just have to beat it again. And this game is called Bloodsports TV. So what kind of game is this? Well, it's my understanding that it's basically a tower defense game. This game definitely controls like a MOBA. I mean, there's no way around it. Thankfully, controlling MOBA style is pretty easy on the trackpads. All you really need to do is set both trackpads and mouse, and just set up all of your buttons. You'll be good. And I mean, the game's pretty fun, but here's the thing though. You're gonna have a hard time finding players. Like, look at this. There's only one lobby available, so you'll want to get some friends to play this with you, cause you won't be making any new friends here. The next game on this list is Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, a true successor to Castlevania, helmed by the guy who basically shaped the modern Castlevania experience. And no, not the Netflix Castlevania. So I've already beaten Bloodstained, and honestly, New Game Plus is a joke with all of the items I found throughout the game. If I do plan on replaying this game on the Steam Deck, I'm probably just gonna make a new save file and play on hard mode, of course. The game runs really well though. The next game is Blue Revolver. It's everything you want in a shmup. It's got the difficulty, it's got the style, it's got the music, it's got the art, the sound, it's got basically everything. It's almost a perfect shmup. It is quite difficult though, especially on the hardest difficulty where that's the only way you can fight the true final boss. Yes, it runs in the Steam Deck, and yes, you can in fact run it in Tate mode, though don't play this game in Tate mode on your Steam Deck. Instead, invest in a monitor that can rotate. Before we start talking about Bomber Crew, I just want to let you know that I hate these Unity launchers. They suck really badly. And every time a game has a Unity launcher like this, I am going to point it out. By the way, an unofficial rule. So aside from a bunch of dumb Unity crap, how is the game itself? Well, it's pretty decent, though if you haven't played this for a while, then I would suggest starting all over again, because I can't remember how to play this game. It's kind of like FTL, but not in space, almost. So yeah, this game works on Steam Deck. This next game here is called Book of Demons, and this one is marked as unsupported. Which is weird though, because I definitely just played this game just now and it works pretty well. It's even got native Steam input support. Even better, when you go to type in your character's name, it automatically pulls up the keyboard. It's got all of the markings of a great on deck game, though I suspect maybe just maybe, it's unsupported due to stuff that happens later in the game. Maybe it's because these on-screen prompts like flicker for some reason. I don't know. This game's pretty interesting though. It's like a hack and slash, but not? I don't really know how to describe it. It's a very interesting game though. I might actually give it a fair shake. Like, you know, outside of this video. The next game on our list is Bright Memory. Bright Memory is a single level game, and honestly, it's more of a tech demo. A tech demo that's part FPS, part Devil May Cry. Which, by the way, does not work. So yeah, there's that. The next game on our list though is Bright Memory Infinite. Now this one is more of a game. It's basically Bright Memory, but expanded to be a full game. And unlike regular Bright Memory Infinite actually does work on the Steam Deck. Anyone who had Bright Memory gets Bright Memory Infinite for free automatically, though I believe that was more of a limited time promotion than anything. You should also definitely turn gyro on when you're playing this game. The next game on this list is Brutal Legend, starring Jack Black, Rock and Roll's own Johnny Depp. The game is fully verified and works as expected, though I'm not going to make it to the RTS section. That's a bit too late in the game for me to test for this video. Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition doesn't work. I even tried it with Proton GE, the latest version as of this writing. It more or less crashes to desktop. This game here is a rare gem on Steam as it's currently delisted. This is Buddy Must Die, Chelsea and the Seven Devils, developed by Platine Dispositif. This game may have been delisted on the Steam Deck, but it'll be out very soon on the Nintendo Switch, an enhanced port if you will. The only part of the story I remember was when thermonuclear warfare happened, and that's all you really need to know. Also, this game is hilarious. You actually need to play it to like experience it. You'll see what I mean in a few seconds, of course. Anyways, the game works on deck, though you will have to manually configure the controls yourself, like in the options menu. So what did we learn today? Well, we learned that the previous video might be one of the shorter videos in the series, believe it or not, and the next two in the series may be even longer than this video. I've discovered a bunch of great titles that have been hiding in my library, but I'll probably say that for every part, let's be honest. And you also learned that these games may have issues, but there are fixes for them, sometimes. Sometimes it's just not in the stars and they'll never work. So if you like my content, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, join my Discord server, and also enable notifications.